some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, the doo-dah day.
Hello there, and welcome to another Saturday night edition of Stupid O'Clock. As you may or may not have noticed, I am not Joe Dog McKeel, nor do I play him on TV. He is off somewhere promoting Halicon, which is exactly what he needs to do. The convention is still growing, still evolving, and becoming more and more fun as each progressive uh, occurrence occurs. But with me tonight, we have Joe Bachman and we have Emily, and we're going to do just fine carrying on. I do believe Chris is working night shift this week, so he's probably not going to be here except in a chat. And speaking of chats, I need to get the YouTube channel pulled up on my iPad so I can answer without showing up as Halicon online or something.
Sorry, seasonal allergies.
I have that happen to me all the time, believe me. I keep getting told that these things are going to kill me, but what am I supposed to do? Wait to die of boredom?
What am I supposed to do after a good night? Eat jelly beans?
I mean, seriously. It's been a while. So I put in my time. There's no way I can spend all the money I made at the factory. Now people are going to ask me for donations. No, I'm stingy.
Sharing's caring. If you ever want. What?
Good
Joe,
thing I
what'd
don't
you
care.
say? I didn't hear you. That was not, no. Bad Joe. I'm being stupid. Don't worry about it. You didn't do
I'm innocent for once. Because that's my wife.
I think she'll have a different story to say.
Red letter
Probably.
day. I guess the cats have already herded Carl and Donna to bed because
I don't see a Darl nor a Kana. I don't see a Carl nor a Donna. I can't speak. Here I am. But here I am. They say she has a great personality.
well, about the only useful thing I got accomplished today was ordering more power cables to link up the solar panel to the battery, since I damaged one of the cables and it seems to be shorted out. I've still got to go through and when it arrives, I'm going to have to go through and feed them through a PVC pipe and then through a hole drilled in my barn so that they don't ever get damaged again. But that won't be until next week. I've already turned the power bank off so it doesn't dip below the 30% mark where it is right now. Evidently, it stopped charging days ago, and that's when I damaged the cable. So, first world problems.
It's good to have first world problems. You really gotta just look back and be like, I'm really glad that my problem is they don't have my blueberry yogurt instead of like, like mixed berry or something. I want blueberry, and that's my first world problem, and I'm glad to have it.
That's a whole lot better problem to have than where's my next meal coming from?
No, that's why I said I love first world problems.
Oh.
There's a difference between first world and other things. Like, oh, my lights got turned off. Oh, shit.
Well, Lindsay wanted to go shopping today. We bought the wrong light bulb by mistake for the to replace the dead one in the lava lamp, and she wanted to take it back to the store and get the money back. And when I woke up, she said, "It's going to rain today. I don't want you driving in the rain." So we wound up going, "No, I guess we won't go shopping today." And then she came and announced her disappointment that I didn't mow the yard today. And I'm going, well, if you don't want me driving in the rain, why would you want me out on a steel lawnmower riding around the yard in the rain? You aim to collect on my insurance or what?
Yeah, I didn't go out and mow my yard today either. We spent part of the day. We ended up switching cell phone carriers today. But when we left the cell phone store, it was sunny and nice, and barely got up the road. All of a sudden, it's cloudy, and I stopped at the gas station, got out, and it's like, Jesus Christ, it dropped 15 degrees. And we gone a whole whopping, 4 miles north, 5 miles north.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Joe Dog did say that north of Chattanooga was getting all kinds of heavy weather, and there was some more drifting over towards where I'm at, but it won't show up till either the middle of the night or early morning tomorrow. And the only way I will know is if thunder interrupts my sleep, or I go outside to go, well, Lindsay's going to church. I need to go up to the convenience store. It's only 2 miles away. Glad I got new windshield wipers on the truck. The pollen's been so bad down here. I actually went through a whole box of Kleenex blowing my nose in 2 days.
I believe it. I sadly do believe it. I even using toilet paper.
We really need some rain to wash some of the pollen out of the air. Not only is it the pine trees, but it's the yard grass too.
Well, Trey figured out why her allergies have been bugging her so much.
Oh?
She realized she hadn't been taking her allergy meds.
Oh, shit, that'll do it.
Yeah, really?
That's what I said. I'm like, well, that would help,
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a wee bit.
Yeah, she apparently somehow pushed them back.
Adam
They
Green.
ended up behind her other meds, and
Hey, Adam. I don't know who
Hello,
you are.
Adam.
Hi.
Yeah. Lindsay asked me today, was that Saul Palmetto doing me any good that she'd gotten put in my my daily dosage of what seems like an entire bottle of pills, just dietary supplements. And I go, well, I don't know. I haven't noticed anything. She goes, well, I finally read up on the side effects, and it included all kinds of unpleasant things like um, indigestion and uh, related problems. And I go,
Oh,
well, yeah, that would explain it. And she says, well, we're going to take you off of that. And I'm going, well, better throw a whole bottle of pills away in the trash than make me sick to my stomach all the time.
yeah.
So that one's not recommended for somebody with my metabolism, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't sound quite right.
And speaking of sinus meds, I can't even take any over the counter sinus meds anymore.
Ooh.
Oh,
They come in little packs of 2. I took one. I was laid up in bed sick for 2 days. Evidently, it not only drove my blood pressure up, but it totally borked my stomach and my intestines.
Ooh.
I couldn't even get
ooh.
out of bed. I'm going, well, what am I supposed to do about a stuffy nose? And I go, well, there's always the dependable box of Kleenexes. So I'll just sneeze a lot. Uh, I don't know why the drugstore um, sinus meds are so strong. Or maybe it's just as I got older, my metabolism got less able to process said sinus meds.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yep. Since I don't take anything by prescription, over the counter is my only option, and evidently those options are not good for me. So I just had to sit here and suffer. I'm well practiced at suffering.
Suffer.
Yeah, superstition. Yeah. Uh, thank you for the earworm, Emily.
Now I have very superstitious going through my head. Thank you.
Mhm. Me too. But in my case, it's in quadraphonic stereo. Oh, I miss my old quadraphonic stereo. Of course, about the only use for it back then, when it was popular, was to have some sound in the record go around and around and around the room in the different speakers or in your headphones. And apparently, that was the only use for it whatsoever.
Well, I was gonna say, so there's really no other use for it, or
But
that's just
no,
a
not really,
trick
because
pony.
they quit making them. So yeah, it's gone to theater surround sound now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got to have a subwoofer as big as a Volkswagen, and then
Basic.
satellite speakers all over the room. Um, it still doesn't do Pink Floyd justice the way Quadraphonic did. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon has never sounded better than through the Quadraphonic stereo. Uh, Didn't have much power, but every instrument was there coming from a different direction at the same time. It was like being in the middle of the stage while they were playing.
That's honestly really, really cool. Like the immersive experience.
Exactly. Oh. And I think the only real use for the theater surround sound is to make Star Wars movies sound entirely too loud.
But they're so good, and when they do it with the different
Well, I mean,
fighter,
fine, but if you turn the volume down so that the thunder of the gunfire is low enough to be your ears be able to
well, the
tolerate, you can't hear
orchestra
anybody
too,
say anything.
The score is so good.
Oh, I know. I've had the soundtrack since the first movies came out. John Williams was such a great composer. May still be. I don't know if he's still with us.
I honestly
He
not
was
sure.
he was not a young lad when he wrote those. So.
No, I didn't think he was, but I don't know if he's still with us or not.
And he actually wrote the theme for the TV series Lost in Space as well. So that
Really?
lets you know how far back he started working.
Basically.
He was still going by Johnny Williams at that time. Wasn't all dignified and everything.
Dignified yet. Yet. The key word. Had to make a name for himself and get out there.
Oh yeah, well, it's easy for composers to make a name for themselves if they get the contract for what turns out to be a very popular movie. Oh, let's see who's here. Oh, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Greetings from North Metro Atlanta. Well, that's
Greetings.
probably where Joe Dog is too, unless Chris is at work. Don't know.
Oof, sorry I'm not too talkative tonight. I'm trying to be. My mind's trying to come up with things. I can sit with myself and talk for hours. You put me in front of a camera, my mind's like blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Right.
Duluth, which is nowhere near where Chris works. So yeah, it's got to be Helicon promotion time. Excuse me. Not bad manners, just mediocre beer.
Not bad manners, just mediocre beer. I like that.
Well, I mean, the saying is good beer, but I don't think Natural Light's all that good. It's just what I like.
Is it bad when he said Duluth? My first initial thought was, well, that's nowhere near Metro Atlanta. That's north of me.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed how they just ran out of brand new and different names for towns and cities in every state? I mean, I was writing one steampunk story and I found out there was a Greenville in every damn state. So I set myself a challenge of getting the explorers from one Greenville to the next.
Nice.
I could actually look up the mileage in between, and I figured out how many days it took them to go. Just gave it more verisimilitude, more truthfulness to the narrative. There you go, Chris, you silver-tongued devil.
Well, thank you. I'd say I try, but I've actually been very tired. But thank you.
Don't reach for the fireball, reach for the beer. You've only got a limited supply of fireball. Mm. Oof. Okay. My neck just popped loud enough to summon Dawn.
Say her name 3 times in a row. We can spawn her in.
No, she's probably
Elsewhere.
She's
Well,
probably worn out from today.
yeah. She had a very busy day, so yeah. Either an early bedtime or she's relaxing doing a puzzle.
Heck yes.
Or she's in the green room going, "Where is everybody?"
There is
Oh yeah, it's Saturday. Sorry.
that, or probably having a good snack of ice cream or something.
Mm. Nothing wrong with that. Oh,
That's no, I'm envious. I'm thinking I need to get some.
I don't know. This is a metallic package, but I thought Joe might appreciate the
The
name of
cinnamon
this
swirl
particular
drizzlicious.
Nice.
Drizzlicious.
The drizzlicious. Not just
Now,
any, but the drizzlicious.
well, it was pretty good. It was like rice cakes with vanilla icing on them, and they're about the size of a nickel. So,
That's good.
oh, that's right. Dawn is at convention.
Yeah.
Sold some cat toys and cancer shirts. All
Oh,
right.
yes. Go, Dawn.
Good. Oh, yeah. Chris wants to know when your rough shift starts, Joe.
Mine will start probably June 1st. Trey's will start beginning of May.
Okay, so you got a little while.
I might have a little back and forth here coming up. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
It is what it is.
it's a living and you're good at what you do.
Remember that.
Oh, now he wants to know how long the rough shift will last.
Mine's gonna be about 2 months because that's all the longer they're gonna have. Trey's will be 5.
Oof.
Oof. So basically, you'll be on your way home when she has to leave for work.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry about that. I hope y'all get to spend more time with each other.
I work with her. I live with her. I'll be able to starfish on the bed.
Ouch for Trelena. Yeah.
5 nights or 5 months of great sleep.
Yeah, but it's daytime sleep. I remember how ungreat that was. Swing shift takes a lot out of you. Of course, the longer you work that particular shift, the easier it gets, but it also makes it harder to adjust back to the other shift.
Very much so.
Oh, yeah. It was all I could do to keep up with 4 days on, 4 days off, and then come back on the alternate shift. It was much easier when I went to daytime only. and it really messed with my sleep though. Um, Sometimes I found myself waking up at 3 in the morning, thinking it was I had to go to work when I could sleep for another couple of hours, and I'd wound up realizing what time it was about halfway to the factory,
Damn.
and then had to turn around on a major highway and go back home, get back in bed.
Yep, just to do it all again.
If you don't have to get up till 6 o'clock every morning, getting up at 4 is not a good idea. And then there's the sleepwalking that went with uh, the change that just I was just so used to. It's dark outside, I have to go to work, or it's dark outside, I have to come home. And then Lindsay'd catch me in the closet trying to get dressed at like 3, maybe 2 in the morning, and she's just trying gently to wake me up so I could go back to bed and sleep some more. I'm glad it's over with. I'm enjoying being retired. Um,
I was gonna say you've served your time.
really. Uh, there's a joke I won't state, but yeah, uh,
It's not.
I served more than my time. It seems like I served mine and somebody else's as well.
Mhm.
Mm. There's not much difference between working in a factory on swing shift and serving life without parole.
Well, that's how I felt about retail.
Amen to that shit.
Exactly. I admit retail was probably harder because it's much more difficult to restrain the impulse to just reach out and choke some customer that's giving you a hard time.
Oh yeah, 1-800 Schmackaho.
Yeah, Chris, but the benefits pay off, believe me. Once your time is entirely your own, everything gets much, much better. You may have to retrain yourself what your body clock wants to make you go to bed and make you get up, but yeah, dealing with the public is not fun. And I say that as a member of the public, and I try and be nice to everybody I have to deal with at a checkout counter or anything else.
Yeah, because you never know what someone else is going through either.
Exactly, exactly. And it costs me nothing to be kind and polite.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's like the guy we were dealing with today at the Verizon store. He was a newer guy, and he was apologizing because they were running into a few issues with getting stuff ported over and this and that, and it's like, I'm not your fault. The technology sucks.
Oh,
Really,
unless you were
speaking of
responsible.
technology that sucks, what do you think
Uh-oh.
about so many people um, switching to Linux and dumping Windows entirely as an operating system?
Oh, I thought we were going to start talking about vacuum cleaners.
Oh, no, no, no.
I mean, Linux is a good operating system. You've got, there's so many different flavors of it. It's so well taken care of at this point as far as security updates go. Viruses on Linux is kind of like a virus for a Mac. You almost have to be actively searching for it.
Yeah.
It's you've got plenty of programs that can do, the same thing as Microsoft Office. You've got plenty of PDF variants that can do Acrobat. You got plenty of programs that can do, things like Photoshop, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The music stream is currently running OBS on Linux and broadcasting the Kick. It's the downside is you have to, you still have to know a little bit about command prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff it's not as easy as just double click and install file, a setup file like it is with Windows.
Yeah, most things that are.
I mean, overall, I don't think it's a bad idea. Now, the people that are jumping ship, going to the Chromebooks, and just jumping over to those, that one I have a little bit of a hard time with. But
yeah,
I still have my old Chromebook from like back in 2000,
and I've got nothing really against Chromebooks. It's just I don't. How do I want to put this? They're great for education.
They can't do anything else, yeah.
But for everyday use, I don't think they're, it's not as robust.
Yeah, very much so. 'Cause it's like a plain thing every time.
Yeah, I mean, for a basic user, still, yeah, you could probably get away. With using one, but I don't know. If I'm going to buy a laptop and I'm going to buy something with Windows on it, I'm not going to buy a Chromebook that costs damn near the same price as a Windows, low-end Windows machine.
Yep, I get that.
Well, I had read a report that Asus and HP are starting to offer Linux-based OSs in their in-store desktops and laptops.
I didn't know about the in-store. I knew you could order them that way.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if any of the stores around here are carrying any of them yet, but it's just about time for me to buy a new laptop. I've had this one for several years, and it's starting to get some screen burnout. And as I understand, that's about the hardest thing to replace on a laptop is taking it all apart and making sure that it all goes back together with the new screen.
Without messing anything up.
It's not fun. I've replaced the screen on my own laptop before. And depending on how the manufacturer ran the wiring, it, for lack of better wording, it can be a total bitch.
I don't doubt it. More programs use Linux, it would make things easier for everyone. Yeah, because you just go, well, I need to download this program that I'm used to using on this OS. Oh, but you have a version for a better OS, an equal OS that's different, and just click and get that and run the install, whatever it is.
It's just
and I know
$4.99.
I know about command line. I was trained on computers back when you had to swap 3.5-inch floppies from drive to drive to be able to run, and it was all like DOS 2, and I had a Coco 3 that actually you could get a disk drive for. It was 5 1/4 inch floppies, and it would run um, DOS or OS2, depending on what you wanted to do with it. And you could swap and back and forth. It's like you had some programs you could run off the floppy that were OS2, and some that you could run off the floppy that were DOS, and some that were just games, and some you still had to unplug the disk drive or the floppy drive and plug the cartridge back in, so you could use the Radio Shack games that you could buy for the Coco before you upgraded it.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, um, hell, I used to go through computer magazines, and they'd have these programs in the back of it. I mean, it was all command line, and
Oh,
you could go through there, and here's one for a Commodore 64. Here's one for I don't even remember what it was, but they had like 3 different flavors of computers that they would have the different little programs for. And just as a challenge to myself, I sat down and I figured out how to convert that to something that the Coco would actually use.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't particularly
I get that.
complicated. They weren't particularly useful, but it taught me a little bit about how to work in programming.
Hey, learn new things every day.
Yeah, and actually, the factory paid me to learn Windows 3.11 and DOS 3.
Nice.
I mean, I would go to work on my days, or not go to work on my days. I'll go to a training center on my days off,
Mhm.
and sit there and do 2 or 3 hour classes, and get back to the factory. And the factory had paid the learning center there for everything. It was just totally free for me. Didn't show up in my
Wow.
paycheck, but it was
Yeah.
totally free to go learn something. So
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that was fun. Then I made the mistake of letting everybody know that, hey, yeah, I know how to troubleshoot some of these problems with your Windows machines, and they'd actually send somebody up to run my machine in the factory so I could go look and see what's going on with the computer. And I'm going, well, here's the problem. You're using Lotus 123, and it's eating everything else on the hard drive and all your RAM.
Damn, so
Uh,
they did that in good.
yeah. Well, it turned out to be simple. Scan disk, um, defrag, and that was it.
Crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, and I was still making $20 an hour to do this shit. To basically
And
goof up and watch a computer monitor go, okay, I've made this much progress. I'm going, oh God, this would be so much easier if the company would put more RAM in these things.
oh, the other thing is too, Linux has actually gotten a lot more drivers for it now. A lot more printers recognize it now. So,
Well, I'm running an HP desktop, little bitty brick here,
mhm.
It's it's smaller than a pair of shoes,
Yep.
and I've got an HP printer, and I go, well, if I get an HP desktop with Linux in it, maybe I won't have any problem getting it to talk to the damn printer.
Well,
Uh,
it's been really good talking to y'all tonight. I am very exhausted, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. It was good talking
okay.
to y'all and being in.
Well, it
I
was a
love
pleasure
y'all.
having you here tonight, Emily,
Yeah.
Thank you
and
so
we will
much.
see each other in the upcoming week.
See you later. See you later, Joe. See you
Have a
later.
night.
Thank you, everyone
Bye
watching.
bye.
Bye.
Must have run out of post-it notes. Thank God she never watches the replay of these programs. Very sweet girl. Absolutely beautiful. Uh, a lot of fun to be around, I guess. I mean, on screen. I've never been around her in person. What on earth? Oh, every time I lean back, it tries to show stuff behind the green screen. So, getting weird. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace the laptop soon. Well, not real soon, but it's the one I carry to conventions.
Mhm.
So basically, if it can do email, web browsing, um, and let me check my bank account and pay bills, um, that's good enough for me. It's about all I need. And most of the stuff I would do to check the bank account and check the email would it works in a browser. So
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get Linux set back up. It's also been forever since I played with Linux, but I was also
well,
trying to wipe one drive without wiping the others, and I had to remember, had to sit there, look up terminal commands to figure out the drive names and figure out which drive names corresponded to which drives, and yeah.
mm, yeah. Um, Back in the day, we were trying to do the local network between two or three computers that I had,
Mm,
and could not get it to work. And then we did a little research and found out each drive has to have its own individual name, not just a letter. So I went through and I named all the drives on all three computers and ran the setup again. Lo and behold, it worked.
mm.
I'm going, that's a very peculiar requirement. Uh, but, once you learn that rule, of course, it probably no longer applies. Um, I can't get my computer to talk to Lindsay's computer. I can't get my laptop to talk to Lindsay's laptop. Um, Not that it's important, except that it would save her having to email me something
Hmm.
when we could just go, oh, it's in that directory? Okay. Well, I got to the point where I'm just going, hey, put everything that isn't your OS on an external drive. When you want something printed or copied or whatever, we'll bring it back here. We'll plug it into mine. Job's a good one.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, she's got one of my external drives that she wanted to print pictures from. And I need to get it back.
That was actually one of the longest things it took me to set up on this Linux box was being able to remote into it. I had to set up TeamViewer to be able to do that, which I hadn't used that program in years.
Yeah.
But there was also wow, my brain is just gonna not work all of a sudden. Awesome. Love it. Love it.
Well, I did wonder about the stuff on the backup drives, which is mostly either audio or video files. Would Linux be able to read them?
So that's what I was getting to. I'd set up a shared folder so that I could just transfer the music file for the stream from this computer back over to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wanting to set it up to because it actually Linux does see both of my hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to figure out how to permanently mount the one hard drive, which I may just take the few files I have on there, transfer those off onto the main drive, and just format it into an actual Linux recognized format, and then mount it, because right now it doesn't seem to want to stay mounted for some reason. But the plan is to make that in my little media server.
Yeah, I've got a Western Digital media server that I bought on advice of a friend who was also trying to get me to switch to Linux a couple of decades ago. So all the progress we have now had not been made at the time. And turns out, well, yeah, I could use it, but why should I go in the living room and sit 20 feet away from a TV screen when I can sit in the office and be 2 feet away from a large scale monitor? Seemed a bit counterproductive. I mean, the only benefit would be watching stuff with my wife sitting there watching it with me.
Yeah.
Because not only is the TV screen across the room, no matter how big it is, still going to be smaller than the monitor back here on the desk. You know, when the major benefit is to not be alone when I'm watching something, or when she's watching something. I mean, we used to spend all the time in the world sitting in the living room watching Britcoms and historical stuff and whatever. And a lot of that is now either on YouTube or I've got it on hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if I want to watch any of it, I can watch it. If she wants to watch any of it, she can watch it because we've got external hard drives that plug up to the TV. Or we can use the household Wi-Fi that she can see from the TV and pull anything off of any hard drive back here, one of the externals that I've got turned on. Then that's the only drawback. I have to have that one turned on. Um I mean, we could be 40 feet away from each other, watch the same program at the same time. Back in the day, we were sitting about 6 feet apart and going on MIRC and texting to each other across the room. Uh, Somehow that was more romantic. Uh, I mean, if we really wanted to communicate, we could just turn the computers off and turn the chairs around and face each other and talk.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
Really, and MRC is one of those things that it actually helped me learn how to type. I'd go in different chat rooms and try and keep up with the conversations. So, I mean, I could
And
read
it
them
was always
really
fun
fast.
to make the little coding stuff for it too.
Mm. Oh yeah, the scripts.
Yeah,
That's I believe it's C++.
that'd be a watered down version of C++.
Well, yeah, but it was what it used. Um, but it was really easy to understand once you got the syntax of the different statements correct. You know, I was in a couple of chat rooms where people would just have pop-ups or standard things. They'd just click on a drop-down menu and pick something, and it would put it on screen for everybody. Or if you actually had the same sound files, you could play a sound that everybody in the chat could hear. But before Lindsay and I got together, I was on 3 different networks on MIRC and usually in 3 or 4 different chat rooms on each network. So my screen was full of little bitty boxes full of people yapping.
Yeah, I had a script. As soon as I connect to the server, I would type /ID so that it would register me with the Nick serve, so I wouldn't have to type out the full command.
Yeah.
Basically log in as myself on the Nick with the Nick serve bot, and then I had another command set up. I can't remember what. I think it was like, I think I called it /join all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just basically a command to join all the channels that I would normally join on that server.
Yeah, well, I found it useful basically trying to keep up with multiple conversations at once, which is basically that's what you learn in college going to a party and listening to everybody around you
Mm-hmm.
and then typing replies. I got a little bit better at typing. And especially since there wasn't any spell check, you had to be very careful of typos.
Hmm.
Yeah. And now there's only one channel on an MRC server that's a private server that I go to anymore because the rest of them are all kids. Basically, you join a channel and you're bombarded by 5,000 different requests for ASL. And I'm going, I'm too old for this shit. Oh. Mm. Yes. Letting Fireball get warm instead of keeping it in the fridge makes it much easier to drink.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. There's not as much burn. You just taste cinnamon. And it's not a bad taste. Oh, what was that? What was that candy that was basically just concentrated cinnamon?
What? Say that again.
What was that candy that was just basically concentrated cinnamon?
Red Hots.
I think that was it. Yeah. There was, um, I'm sure, I don't know that the story was made up, but I wouldn't doubt it in the slightest. Um, Somebody gave a friend of theirs some Red Hots, and they go, "Oh wow, this tastes like Fireball." And the reply was, "Most non-alcoholics recognize that as cinnamon."
There's been a few variations of that
Mm-hmm.
over the years. One of which being, you know, girl smells a candle. Oh, this candle smells exactly like Fireball. Becky, most people call that cinnamon.
Mm. Different spice cakes. Good grief. Why did I remember that? So many things from my childhood. Um, Cinnamon, different fruit flavors, just whatever. And you just, "Oh, I don't care. It's got sugar in it. Give it to me." Uh, ah,
Yeah, I'm doing something tonight I haven't done in a long time.
oh.
Actually, sitting here playing a game.
Somewhere in my system is a hard drive with lots and lots and lots of games on it from way back in the day when I'd uh, gotten my first Pentium computer, and it would play different games. Like uh, several different Star Wars games or several different flight simulators. I used to love flight simulators.
I used to love the flight sim games. Those were so good.
Oh, I just oh, once I got a joystick, it was much easier.
Yeah.
First time I used one of the flight sims, I couldn't figure out how to get the plane to leave the ground. So basically, I just drove across the Mediterranean Ocean and started shooting up America's enemies on the ground, and then drove back to Italy across the uh, Mediterranean. And then I realized I'm using the wrong keys. It's the down key that makes the nose go up. Left and right would work, but
Mhm.
up and down was a bit different.
Yeah, slightly reversed.
Uh huh. Oh, one company actually made a little um a miniature joystick that would clamp onto your number 5 key on the number pad.
Hmm.
You turn off numlock, and it would work like a joystick. So,
Somebody just 3D. I just saw this as a 3D print the other day. It's basically a replacement for your keys on your keyboard for the W, A, S, and D,
mhm.
and it's got magnets on top of those letters, and it has a little mini joystick that you can put on top of it.
Well, I
So
see on
that
my keyboard it also has up, down, left, right on those 4 keys,
so
same
that
as
way
it
you
has on
can
the number pad.
when you're playing games like that, or if you're playing like Call of Duty or something, you can just use that little joystick almost as if you're uh, playing on like a controller. Man, my brain is not wanting to brain tonight. Good God.
Mm, I know the feeling. Now, I used to have one of the little flying yokes to go with my flight sims, and
Okay.
it would clamp onto the edge of the disc, and I had my keyboard in a tray, and I'd have a little overlay to go over the keyboard so that if there was anything special I needed to do, like um, drop the landing gear or open the bomb bays or whatever, um, I could do that. But I had this friend who's about your size, and he'd be in my flight sim and yank back on the yoke and snap part of my disc off.
Have a good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris. Uh, that was not fun because, I mean, I know those discs were basically chipboard with some veneer on them, but
Yeah.
still, I can't replace the top of the physical disc that easily. But hell, we were having fun. We're playing Star Wars. I'd be his little R2 unit over on the side with the keyboard, and he'd just fly around and shoot things, and I'd recharge the shields and everything else, and um, it was fun. Um, certainly made the old Speed Racer video game feel a whole lot more natural to actually have a steering wheel in your hand, which you didn't have to yank off the damn disc. Because pulling back on the yoke did not make it go into a turbo boost or a
Yeah.
whatever Speed Racer called that, the jumps. That, I am firmly convinced that Speed Racer live action movie was not supposed to be a sequel to the cartoon. It was supposed to be a sequel to the video game. They used the same designs for all the opponents' cars. Um, yeah, and the colors were so vibrant in the movie, and it was exactly what the video game was showing. Um,
I never saw the movie.
oh, really? If you're a fan of the cartoon and you're aware of the video game, it can be fun. As a standalone movie and you're not aware of any of the back history of it, um, bits and pieces would be very entertaining, but basically the villain arc would be very boring.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I bought a DVD copy of that, and it stopped working after about 4 times of me watching the movie. And I'm going, what's going on here? I mean, I bought the disc. Turns out they sold the DVD of the movie as a limited time thing, which they turned off. You had this many plays, and then it stopped working.
Lovely.
Yes. Thankfully, the entire thing is on YouTube somewhere. Or it might be one of the other streaming channels. I'm not sure. I got a second copy of it years later that has not stopped working yet. And I've watched it a couple of dozen times. So I'm going, okay. If you'd done this to all the Rocky Horror fans, your house would have been burned down years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Something that people are used to watching 50 to 500 times religiously, and it stops after 4. Oh no, that fandom would be all pitchforks and torches at your door.
Yeah. Yeah, people would not be happy.
No. And to misquote another franchise, you would not live long and prosper.
No. Not in the slightest.
Mm-mm. Your entire production company would be shut down. There would actually be lawsuits. Most of them would be frivolous, but still, they'd take up somebody's time and cost you lots of lawyer money.
Yep. Lots and lots of lawyer money.
Oh, yeah. Because it would be a class action suit instead of complainant A and complainant B. It'd be like, we're going to have to go through the alphabet about 3,000 times and then make up new letters.
I was going to say.
It'd be more like 30,000 times. Oh. Oh, did you ever see the remake of Rocky Horror?
I didn't know there was a remake.
I did not enjoy it in the least.
I don't know how to feel about this information.
Well, basically, it was so long after the original that they had Tim Curry doing Dr. Scott's part because he was already in a wheelchair.
When did that come out?
It hasn't been that long ago. Well, within the last decade.
Huh.
I don't remember much else about it except that it was nice to see Tim Curry working again. But the other actors were not stellar in their parts. And the person that they got to play Frankenfurter might have actually been someone in the correct gender range, but didn't have the singing voice as good as Tim's used to be back in the day. Um,
Tim did have a good voice.
hmm I think, well, I got all three of his solo albums and the greatest hits album, and I was just going, "Oh, please let him do some more albums because I like to hear the man sing." But his health declined, and um, there's actually on I believe it's YouTube. There's actually one of his live concerts. He's at a very small bar in Germany.
Hmm.
Had a stage and everything. He's just standing there doing stuff from the albums, and people are sitting around paying him no attention, eating their fancy dinners and everything. It's like they didn't even know who he was. They just thought he was the floor show. Um, and there were times when he looked rather irritated that no one was actually listening. But he went ahead and put on a damn good performance because he knew it was being recorded.
Hmm.
And the real audience it was intended for, at least by him, would find it when those recordings were made public. Mm. Ah. Mm. Now I've got to figure out how to make up for Lindsay's disappointment tomorrow. If it's not raining, I can actually go out and mow the yard. And when she gets back from church, I can take her to the store to return that light bulb. And it's a light bulb. We could use it eventually, but we've got a whole box full of light bulbs that we could use eventually. Um, so there's no use adding one more to it.
Yeah, you said you picked up the wrong one for your lava lamp.
Yeah, it was the right number on it, but it was not the right dimensions to actually fit under the lava lamp. When you got through screwing it in, it was still just you know, quarter inch, half inch too tall.
Oh,
Yeah, it the lamp itself would not sit down in the base. Plus, it turned out to be an LED light bulb, which would not get hot enough to actually make the lava lamp work.
no.
No,
I wouldn't even come close.
no. If you like trying to use a firefly to cook a dinner on a barbecue,
The hot air of your breath would heat it up more than that LED bulb would,
Lindsay
even
get
without
upset and
drinking
just grab
Fireball.
the thing and the lava would boil. Um, no, basically we got to take that back to the store we bought it from, and then go to one of the hardware stores nearby. I've still got the original bulb. I can match the size. I can match um, the thread on the base, and we can actually get it in an incandescent bulb. Oh, have they ever canceled the idea of making incandescent bulbs illegal?
I don't know.
I mean, there's some stuff that pretty much just has to be incandescent because an LED hot lamp is not going to work.
Let's see. A quick search. according to the Copilot search, incandescent bulbs are not illegal to own or use, but the sale and production of most general-purpose incandescent bulbs are restricted under U.S. federal law. Let's see. Incandescent light bulbs are still legal to possess and use in your home, but federal regulations prohibit the manufacture, import, and sale of most general service incandescent lamps that do not meet minimum energy efficiency standards of 45 lumens per watt. Traditional incandescent bulbs traditionally produce only 12 to 15 lumens per watt.
I can attest, yes. Well, thank God they finally came up with LED bulbs and got rid of the fluorescent curlicue things. I found out something interesting about the fluorescent curlicue bulbs.
Okay.
They go real dead quick if they're upside down.
Really?
Yeah, they tend to burn out just from everything dropping down to the tip of the curlicue rather than settling to the base.
Huh.
If they're upright, they will last 30 years. If they're upside down, you'd be lucky if they last 30 months.
Alrighty.
Whereas LEDs don't care what position you put them in. They just continue working.
They don't care what position. They're just happy to be there.
Uh-huh. The only thing that I dislike about LED light bulbs, you turn them off, you walk through the hallway in the dark, 6 hours later, you can still see the little LEDs glowing just of their own free will, probably just off of cosmic rays or something.
I would say it doesn't take much of a magnetic field to get those to light up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not providing any actual light. It's just the bulb's off and you can see the little LED strips inside. It's like, hey, my ceiling fan light kit is full of fireflies. Oh, another fun fact. You're aware of glow sticks?
Mm-hmm.
My family was part of a project back in the, I believe it was the 60s in East Tennessee, where it was encouraged for kids to go out and collect fireflies, put them in a jar or a well, there weren't any Ziploc, a sandwich baggie or whatever, and send them off to this lab somewhere near Oak Ridge. And they studied bioluminescence and the chemicals involved and invented glow sticks.
Huh.
So if you don't like glow sticks, I'm partly to blame. If you've never opened up a freezer with a sandwich baggie full of very, very cold fireflies that had not succumbed to the cold yet, that's a surreal experience right there. I mean, it's about the only freezer that doesn't need its own light bulb so you can find your hamburgers or whatever at night.
Oh, we're down to the final 9 minutes.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. Let's do this. I mean, we've done our due diligence.
I don't know if I go that far, but we've done something tonight.
Well, we actually communicated for an hour and a half, so let's make Dawn roll over in her bed at the motel where the convention's going on. Somehow I hate to disturb her, but then again, it's fun.
I would say the convention's right there by her house.
Oh, okay. She may be at home. I mean, why would you rent a room if you can drive home?
Yeah.
And Dawn doesn't have any of our bad habits, so there would be nothing to impede her from going home at night. Let's see here. I don't know if we need to sit out the next 6 minutes or what. I'm just going to check and see if I can. All right, yeah. Let's just say goodnight, everybody, and we'll call this one just a couple of minutes short.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody, and thank you, Emily, for being here, and thank you, Joe Dog and Chris, for going out and publicizing Helicon, and we shall see you anon.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.